And welcome to Kentucky Brew Reviews. I'm Special K.
And I'm Radar. Today we've got Firestone Walker FlyJack. This is 96 calories, which is less than most light. It's less than Bud Light. And it's also a Hazy IPA.
Yeah.
So it's two things that are pretty awesome.
It does have 2.2% less alcohol, but it's still 4%. So it's right there on the mark where I would be like, that's questionable. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
4% is fine. If it was any lower, then I'd be like, meh.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. I am really excited to have a Hazy IPA that's basically almost water. Like, there's almost no calories in this.
It's pretty light
If it's
looking.
good,
Yeah.
might change my life.
It's pretty light looking in color. It is hazy, but it's not nearly as hazy as what we're used to.
Mm-hmm.
But again, keep in mind, this is a...
It's 96 calories.
It's a 96 calories, so it's a super light hazy. That smells good.
I'm okay with that.
Just a hint of grapefruit. It smells like any other hazy. Hint of grapefruit.
Is it sort of salty?
A bit. It just it's not as, like I said, hazy as I expected. But let's taste it and find out, shall we?
Ooh. Okay. So the flavor is not really strong,
But it has some.
but the aftertaste is fantastic. Aftertaste is where it's at. It's like, it's sour and it's also sweet. Kind of lemony.
It's kind of basic on the front. You get right up front, you get like some citrus and some floral, and it's subtle. And then in the middle, there's just nothing. And then you get that finish up. That finish is nice. It's a 96 calorie hazy. I would argue about the IPA part of it.
I'd kind of argue about the haziness of it too. It is not. It's not clear.
It has the hazy flavor. It has that up front.
I'm
but
okay with it, yeah.
I would argue that it's a hazy pale ale and not a hazy IPA.
I would argue this is just a hazy ale. Like, it's a little bit sour more than it is hoppy. There's a little bit of hoppiness to it. That's a thing for sure.
So before we get on it, we're not crap talking this beer. It's a good beer for what it is. If you're drinking a 96 calorie beer, it's pretty light. If you have a Bud Light drinker and you want to introduce them to a beer that actually has some flavor, but they're used to drinking Bud Light, which has zero flavor, this would be a good introduction because it would be easing into them.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be like, hey, do you want this triple Belgium super hop death arrogant
Do you
bastard?
want this? Yeah, I was about to say, do you want a can of or a bottle of Arrogant Bastard that will ruin you on anything other than like mild beer for the rest of your life? No. This is actually really good. For 96 calories?
You wouldn't feel guilty for smashing 5 or 6 of those.
No. I mean, I don't feel really guilty about smashing 5 or 6 Country Boys. Like, I bought 2 6-pack of Cougar Bait today.
I bought 2 6-packs of Country Boy too. I bought one Cliff Jumper, and one Cougar Bait.
It was on sale for $7 a 6-pack.
Yeah, we have a family over to do my third Thanksgiving and my second cooking, so I have to do that, even though Thanksgiving has been over for a few days.
I mean, I just did a Thanksgiving today. It's just the Saturday after. It's fine.
I guess.
That is surprisingly good.
So now it's time for the part where you rate the beer. Price on this, it's under $10 for a 6-pack, so it's what you'd expect. And I picked this one up in DC, so what would you recommend? Or sorry, what would you rate
For
this?
what I
for?
recommended.
Not quite that far yet.
I think I'm gonna give this a solid 8. As far as an ultralight beer, because that's what it is. As far as ultralight beers go, this is definitely like top 5.
So, to rate this beer, you really have to compare it to other low-calorie beers, like 90 beers under 100 calories generally. And that really only falls under like Michelob Ultra and Miller Lite and, Bud Light, stuff like that. And this has much more flavor than that. Granted, it is much pricier.
Pretty impressive.
You can't really compare this to other hazy IPAs just because of the style it is.
No.
That being said, I'm going to give this beer a 7.5. I like it a lot for what it is. If you're watching your calories, it wouldn't be a bad choice.
I think if you compared this to other hazy IPAs like full-bodied hazy IPAs, you'd probably be down in the 5.5 region. Like
Yeah.
it's all right, but compared to ultralight, this is definitely a step up for almost. I think this might be a step up from everything. This might be the hazy ultralight to get.
I like it because it proves that you don't have to have a super concentrated flavored beer to be a good beer. You know what I mean? Some people are like, oh, this beer's got to have 14 different fruit purees in it, and it's got to have 13 strains of hops, and we got to infuse hip terpenes inside of it to make it extra flavorful, because that actually adds something to the flavor that nobody wants for why.
It's all the people who wear scarves during like August.
So, recommendations on this beer. I do recommend this if you are into hazies or you're wanting to get into craft beer. If you're new, you just turned 21, you want to try something easy. You've only had a Bud Light or a Miller Lite or a Blue Moon or something. This would be...
Maybe you had some Beer 30 and had a bad experience.
Beer 30 doesn't exist anymore.
You keep on telling me that. I keep on forgetting.
It hasn't existed in like 8 years.
Anyways...
Would you recommend it?
Yeah, absolutely. 6-pack. Get the whole 6-pack.
Yeah, I would recommend
Throw
it.
this in the fridge.
Like I said, my only argument was, it'd be more like, I would categorize as a hazy pale ale, not an IPA. I think it doesn't have that. To be an IPA, it has to have a stronger hop presence. It doesn't really have that. It has some floralness from the hops, but it doesn't have that strong, bitter, upfront flavor, and that's what it is. All right, well... that has been our episode. If it's something you'd like to see on the channel, you can leave a comment down below. Don't forget to hit that like button. I'm Special K.
I'm Radar. Thanks for watching.
Okay.